the ability to deal with anger. Okay? If you imagine anger, and what does it do? If you experience anger, it feels like heat in the body. It feels like heat spreading in the body. It feels like heat moving up in the body. And you can feel your eyes close. You can feel your lips purse, your nostrils close up. You can feel the furrows starting here. You can feel the pit of the stomach becoming hard. Okay? And you can even feel hardness here, hardness or stagnation, lack of flow. If you're really sensitive, you can feel it in the perineum. You can feel it on top of the head. So this is energy flow. So if someone is walking around with this, then this constricted energy flow is affecting organ function and glandular function. And so how to turn this off, how to change this, is an art. It requires, something like yoga can open things up. Acupuncture at certain points can cause it to flow again. So the experience people have after this type of body work is that they feel lighter. The outer world hasn't changed, but they've dropped their posture, they've dropped their points of stagnation, and they're simply more open. Eating certain foods while this thing is blocked will make it more blocked. Eating other foods will tend to open it up. Certain herbal medicines will tend to open things up. So there's great art possible in modulating and modifying one's energy flow. So anger will cause vertical lines here, suppressed anger particularly. So they'll tend to do this kind of thing. The lines will show up. So it's this kind of energy. Everything is tight. And in Chinese medicine, we talk about the conception meridian and the governing meridian. Okay, they meet in the palate. When you put the tongue on the roof of the mouth and you roll it back, you make the two meridians meet. And energy flow is circular. And as long as it's circular, things are going to be fine. So these meridians have a reach to other parts of the body, to other organs and glands. So once this gets stagnant, once this becomes hard and contracted, then other things are going to not work as well. And so a human being is walking around in a particular kind of energy flow. And that energy flow is going to become harder and harder and harder unless it's opened up. And when you make energy harder and harder and harder, you cause it to become physical. You cause it to have a tumor or a cyst pop up somewhere where it was just plain before. Okay? This is what ends up happening. This is another way of looking at how things occur, where do they start off from. So, to look at a tumor and say it's cancer, it's not very artful. It doesn't have enough depth. It just makes the whole thing cellular. I don't want to believe that I'm a machine made of cells that kind of go bump into night and everything is coincidence. For me, there's a self-awareness that how I think and how I feel and what I eat and what I do and what I don't do affect all of me, affect my function, organ function, glandular function, affect my posture, affect my mood, affect my life, affect my relationships. They in turn affect me back, and they in turn affect my body. If I handle energy a certain way, I'm heading towards a heart attack. If I handle it another way, I'm heading towards an ulcer. If I handle it another way, I'm heading towards something else. So this is very far away from looking at things as, this is a problem of the cell. That's too mechanistic. It doesn't respect the depth of the